at the Feller family farm. Come along and ride with us through this life journey we go through at the Feller family farm. Oh, at the Feller family farm. Come along and ride with us through this life's journey we go through at the Feller family farm. Oh, through this life journey we go through at the Feller family farm.
Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. I'm Mike with Feller Family Farm. Today we're over here. You just saw me come in with the four-wheeler. That's the only gate I have in this doling pen, or this doling area. This is the pen that has the 5-strand poly wire right here, the yellow stuff. I don't know if y'all can see it. Then it's also got the Premier One fence behind it. I'll give you a close-up here in a minute. I think I talked about this in I don't know, 2 or 3 videos ago. But I've been struggling with bringing them water because they'll go to the pond and drink, I'm pretty sure. But I haven't seen any of them doing it yet. I see the adults doing it over on the other side, the mamas. But these babies, I have not seen them drink from the pond yet. And I'm sure they do. I just haven't seen it. So me being the worrywart I am, I bring them water. I don't have a water hose this long. It's probably 400 feet from the nearest spigot. So I get a 5-gallon bucket. I use a golf cart and bring it over here. Now I can only fill it halfway because it splashes all around and gets all over the place. So I got to make several trips. So I've come up with the solution, I think. We're going to go build it here in a minute. Let you guys watch me build it, and we're going to see if it works. It should. I've done something similar about 4 or 5 years ago on our old property. So this should work, but go ahead and stick around and let's see if it works. Okay, so let me show you real quick what I water in. Yeah, that's a total of about probably 20 gallons of water, I'm gonna say. Maybe 15 to 20 gallons of water. So it's not horrible. It's not, probably not what I want. In the future, I'll buy me buy me a trough for this, because I think this is where I'm going to permanently keep our dolings each year, in this little area. It's a good little spot. I've got good goat fence on one side, so they can't get through at all. So really, I only need to put in electric fence, this electric netting on 2 sides, and it works out good so far, because I also got the pond, which they're not going to cross the pond, except I'll show you in a minute. They are crossing the pond, but I'll show you why here in a minute. So this right here was one of our, that's how much water we have left in it. So we've done good. It hasn't gone dry. That's probably got a little bit. Nope, that doesn't hardly have any. So I did fill this halfway up yesterday. But this is one of those little molasses licks, is what this was. And I got a couple more of these. I may just bring all these over. Just use these for now. Hey girls, y'all sure do look pretty. Some good looking goats. Those 3 right there, not the black and brown one, but this one right here, this is Caramella. We call her Cara. That's coconut right there, the black and white one, and then the brown one, that's root beer. Those are probably 3 of the 4 biggest goats we have over here for the doling. Starlight's probably right there with them too. So all 4 of them are pretty much the same size. It's hard to tell which one's bigger. And then the other 4 are a little bit smaller, but they were born later. They're a little bit younger too, so that's okay. Well, except for Trixie. Trixie's actually probably my oldest doling over here actually, and she's one of the smaller ones. But she was born out of the mama that was, that I really didn't want to get pregnant last year. She wasn't all that big, so she just didn't have a big baby. Hey, Starlight. So Starlight is not as friendly as she used to be. She's kind of gotten wild on us because we haven't, you know, she's just been eating off her mama and eating off the grass, so we don't come out here and mess with her much anymore. That's my youngest goat right there, over here. Actually, that's my youngest goat, period. That one and the one on the other side of the four-wheeler. They're twins. That's Sugar and Spice. Or Sugar and Nutmeg. I can't remember what we went with. So all the mamas are curious what I'm doing over here, including Chip. You staying out of here, buddy? I like Nuka right here. She's becoming one of my favorite goats. She's so pretty. Okay, let's go get started. Otherwise this video is going to be 30 minutes long. So my whole goal is to use, that's why I drove the four-wheeler over here, was to see how easy it was, and it's not difficult at all. I use the golf cart the other direction, and I reach over the fence and pour water over the fence into these pails. And by the time I get over here, I've lost probably 10 to 15% of my water, and I can only fill it up halfway anyway, so I have to make several trips, and it's just annoying. And I knew that going into it. I knew that if this was going to be a long-term solution, I was going to have to come up with a long-term solution on my water too. But that was just a temporary solution. I've already gotten tired of it. It's been about a week and a half, 2 weeks now. So it's time to upgrade. So let me show you how we're going to fix this. So before we go over there and work on my little project, I want to show you how these little goats are actually getting past my pond now. And it's actually sprinkling a little bit. Today is Friday, July 29th. And yesterday we got probably a sprinkle that added up to less than a tenth probably, but close to a tenth. So not much, but something. And we're supposed to get quite a bit of rain chance on Saturday and Sunday, so tomorrow and the next day. So I hope we get some rain. We desperately need it, and let me show you why. So you can see my water on this pond. This is what we call our crappie pond. We remove all the bass in this pond and take it down to our big pond, but we do try to keep the crappie in here because those crappie are so aggressive and it's such a small pond. So you can see how low it is right now, and we are not used to it being this low. Even when we've had similar droughts, it never really got like this. But anyway, the little baby goats, you can see what they're doing. They're just walking right here in this dry area, going right up under that fence that's usually underwater. You can see the corner of that fence is rusted, and that's because it's usually underwater. So that's about a 2.5 foot gap there. Probably doesn't look like it on camera, but it is. And so I caught Starlight and Coconut over here yesterday, just eating away. Which I'm fine with them eating over here, it's not a problem. But I don't have good fencing right over here. And if they fall down in there, they're probably not gonna make it because that's such a steep drop off. It wouldn't be good for them. Yes, I know, goats are agile. They may not get hurt going down that steep incline or decline. So I plan on using the four-wheeler with well, let me just show you. I plan on using this right here. This is something, I don't even remember what I used this for. But it's got, I'm gonna have to close this off because I don't really want to use the water hose. I haven't used this probably in 5 years, so I cannot remember what I used it for. I'm sure it was for chickens or something. But I'm gonna have to close this off because I don't want to use this end. I don't want to use the water hose. I actually want to just use this. So I just want to open this up and let the water come out and drain into those pails down there. And then right here, of course, is where I fill it up at. Look who I got out here.
Hello.
Tanya and Bella. Tanya's hurting. Her back's hurting a little bit, so she's not going to help, but she's going to watch. And Bella's always by Tanya's side anyway, so where Tanya is, Bella is.
Oh, here comes the kitty cats too.
Oh yeah, there's the two of the four new kittens.
Four of them. All of them were here.
There's 3 of them. Oh yeah, there's 4 of them. They're all right there. Okay, so this is kind of what I'm going with. Just setting it on here. This will stick out just past the wheel, and I can just turn the valve and open the water, and it'll just go right into the pail down there. The reason I want to put it on this side of the four-wheeler, on the right side, is because that slope over there is going to be angled like this. Is that right? So all my water will be down here. Nope, I need to flip it. So I need to flip it on the other side. So I'll have to have this. This is another end that I don't want to use, so I'm gonna have to clamp this off so the water doesn't just spill out of this. But I think what I'm gonna do is cut a piece of wood and angle it at a 45 degree and bolt it into here. And then this will be wedged against, if I ratchet strap it or bungee cord it, it'll be wedged against that wood, so it won't have a tendency to just want to roll. It'll have a spot to stop on, and that should work. Okay, so here's my wood. You can see the angle on it, 45 degree. The barrel's gonna come up and rest on that. Let me bring you in close here. Okay, so here's the 2 holes that I'm gonna use. I'm gonna have to have some pretty good sized washers on this back underneath side, but basically I'm just gonna put a line in the middle of both of these holes. So now I gotta drill my hole up here. You hungry, Gwen? Okay, so there's the middle of each of those holes on this board. Now I want to make sure it's level, so I'm going to use this again. It's my square, and it has little notches you can put your pencil. So that way they're the same, in the same spot. Okay, hopefully y'all can see that little, like a little T, and it's there on both of them. So that's where I'm gonna drill my hole. I'm gonna do a smaller bit first. So I'm going to use a washer, stick it through the bolt through the hole with the washer on top here. I think these are 2.5-inch bolts, if I remember right. I didn't measure them, I just found them. Okay, just like that. And then I have a little bit bigger washers, so it doesn't go through these holes, so it doesn't just slip through. I didn't have any locking washers. All right, that's snug. It's pushed all the way back. Hey, Dixie. So, Y'all see Gwen over there with Toro? Toro is going to be a big bull calf or a big steer someday. That is not his mama. This is his mama. And he just ate off of her for 5 minutes. And now he's over there on grandma, eating off of her. So if you're new to our channel, Gwen right here, she had a little bull calf as well, and he died like 2 days old. He just didn't make it. Something was wrong with him, or something was wrong with Gwen. We thought maybe she had mastitis. Not really sure, because Toro over here has been eating on her since like week 1, just swapping, using both of them, using his mama and his grandma. It's funny. But he is growing like a weed. He's big. He's already big. But Dixie here doesn't seem to mind. Okay, so this is in. It's starting to sprinkle a little bit heavier now. I just want to show y'all kind of what I'm thinking here. So this will be pinched off here in a little bit. I'll close this off where it's not, no water's coming out of it. So I'm not using this end. The other end is the one I'm using. So right here, this wood is stopping this from wanting to go any further back this way. Now, of course, it can go this way, but I feel like if I ratchet strap it this way and use the ratchet back on this end, it's going to keep this barrel where it's at. Better than not using a piece of wood to wedge there. If I don't use a piece of wood and I go over some of this terrain I have here, it's just going to loosen up and just go wherever it wants, I think. And I even think bungee cord would work pretty well, even with this wood here. Now, without this wood, I don't think the bungee cord would work very well at all. The ratchet strap might work even without the wood, I don't know. But it didn't take long to do this wood here, just for an extra security of keeping it in place. So I brought some ratchet straps, but I kind of want to try the bungee cord just to try it, just to see how good it does. And I think once you get some weight in this, it's going to kind of keep it pretty sturdy as well. I got cats crawling all over the four-wheeler. These kittens like us. So instead of ratchet straps, I'm going to try bungee cords first. If you don't think the bungee cords will work, leave it in the comments right now. If you think I'm going to fail with this part, let me know before you see the outcome. I think I'm going to be fine, I really do. So there's several places you can put your hooks over here. Okay, there's one bungee cord. Okay, let me bring you in close, let you look at it. Okay, so it gets really, really hot right here. So I didn't want my cord going straight down. So I kind of brought it at an angle, and it's hooked to the same one that this one on the left side's hooked to. I think I'll be fine. All right, so I've got one other thing here. This bungee cord on this has always been here. We've used this for other things. It's kind of deteriorating, but I want to try to use it as well. Okay, so this one's pulling this direction. I just got a latch right there. It's not real snug, but it'll help, I think. Okay, now we're just gonna put the water in it. So the main reason I want to use bungee cords is because I want to be able to take this off really quick. Just unsnap it, put it on the ground, use my four-wheeler for everything else. I don't want this to be a permanent stay on the four-wheeler, and I don't want it to be something that takes, you know, too long to take off and put on. That's the main reason I'm using bungee cords. Okay, so that's just about all the way full. I think this is a 25 or 30 gallon tank, I can't remember. But that should be plenty. It's not quite full to the rim, but I want to keep this on so I don't lose a lot of water. Okay, so I'm going to go set the tripod up at the corner of the driveway over here and drive towards it, the direction I'd be going. And you guys will be the first one to see if it works or not. I'm almost certain it's going to work. I'm just worried about like certain terrain over here where it gets really bumpy. That's really what I'm worried about. This over here is not too bad, but we'll see. All right, I'm gonna put y'all right here because I'll be driving straight through here. All right, so I did see it move a little bit, but I don't think it was that drastic. Now we're gonna go down probably the steepest decline I've got. Y'all won't be able to see it in the video very well. I don't know. Downhill and uphill stuff doesn't really show up very well on video, the actual slope of it. But I'll let you guys watch, see if I make a mistake. So I initially forgot to take the top lid off, which allows pressure to go in there and pressurize that a little bit. So now it's coming out really well. My goal is to do that right there, get on the four-wheeler, pull forward to fill this one up, not even ever turning this off. You probably saw how many turns I had. I'm definitely going to fix that. I don't want to have to sit here and turn, but with all this weight on the back, it is very hard to do a sharp turn. I mean, you can do turns fine, it just has to be a wide turn. You can't just do a sharp turn. So it's getting close to where I want to pull forward, so I'm going to go ahead and get on and pull forward. So you can see the lower I get, the less pressure is in here. I was thinking I might have to lift up one end, but I think the angle of the four-wheeler, y'all probably can't tell I'm on a slope here, but I'm on a slight slope. So most of the water is already angled this direction. But I thought I might have to lift one end up to get all the water out better. But now this is doing good. Okay, I like that a lot. That worked out as good as I was hoping. And the only issue I think I really came across was I got in here too tight with the water on the back. So really I need to move this to and actually after y'all saw all those turns, I actually did move it a little bit, but I still think I need to move it even more. So I think what I want to do is, I don't know if y'all really can't tell the slope of this, but it's a good slope. I think I'm going to come in the gate and drive up on this side over here and make a wide turn. I want to put my barrels or my pails somewhere in this area for now on, and that should help keep it out of the sun most of the time as well. So somewhere in this area, we'll figure it out on the next couple of days. Okay, so I think this is going to be a quick, easy system to bring water over here to the does or to the doe pen or whatever I have. This doesn't have to remain as a doe pen. I can use this for whatever. But I like all of it. I think it's gonna be very quick to put that on, take it off. I mean, it's gonna take longer to put the water in the barrel than it is to put it on top of the four-wheeler now. I wanna leave the wood that I put on there. I wanna leave that there. I could probably put another piece of wood on this side as well and kind of like wedge it, but I don't have enough of space on this rack back here. I just don't see where I could do it. Maybe I can use a longer piece of wood and see if I can get it that way. I can probably figure something out, but for the time being, this is good. It works perfect. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button for me. If you like this video, hit the like button for me and leave me a comment. We'll see you guys on the next one. Remember, do the good.
Family farm. Come along and ride with us through this life's journey.